Here's the honest truth. Success is not about the age or stage of your equine business. It's about knowing where you want to go and using that vision of success as your filter for every decision along the way. Because when you have a clear vision and a system for measuring your personal version of success, then you can make confident, strategic decisions for your equine business. And that's what we do inside of Take the Reins, my one-on-one coaching program. It's a personalized one-on-one business coaching program for equestrian entrepreneurs ready to ditch the marketing overwhelm, overcome the roadblocks holding you back, and grow an equine business that meets your version of success. Friends, you know this about me. I am not here to promise you millions of followers or viral moments because that's for influencers. But if you want to connect with the right people and build a business that works for you, then I'm your coach. I have 8 slots available right now, and once they fill, I will not be opening slots again until 2026. So I invite you to head to stormlily.com/reins, get all the information, apply today, and let's work together to build your dream equine business. Hello there, and welcome to the How to Market Your Horse Business podcast. I'm so glad you're joining me here today. As you've likely guessed by now, my name is Denise Alvarez, and I get to host you here each week. And before we dive into our marketing talk today, or our marketing lessons, I'm not talking at you, I'm teaching. Before we dive in, I'm going to quickly introduce myself, just in case we're new friends, and then we'll get started. Now, as I said, my name is Denise, and through my business, Storm Lily Marketing, I get to help dream-chasing horse business owners ditch the marketing overwhelm, get the clarity they've been craving, and grow their business in a way that meets their definition of success. I do this primarily through business and marketing coaching and then education, such as this podcast, and I have some online learning resources for you all as well. All that I do here is so that you, as an equestrian entrepreneur, can be out in the barn or the arena or behind the camera and lens or at the computer in the breeding barn, wherever it is you are serving the equine industry. I want to help you do more of it. And so here on this podcast in particular, you'll get a mix of step-by-step strategies, essential how-tos, and entrepreneurial mindset shifts that will help you not only see what's possible for your business, but I'm also here to guide you through that process so you can make it happen. And today we're doing that specifically by looking at your marketing. Now, in some episodes, you'll hear me talk about specific marketing strategies such as email or social media. But today I want us to look at big picture items because I have a feeling that many of you have had one of these moments where you look at your marketing and you think, what in the world? I don't understand why this isn't working. And what happens oftentimes is you just label yourself at that point. This isn't marketing, so that must mean I'm a bad marketer. I'm not getting the results that I want from this particular campaign or this particular launch, and so that must mean I'm not good at marketing. And I want to encourage you with this today as we look at some things, because it's likely that you're not bad at marketing, but you're just missing a few key pieces. And so today we're going to dive in so that you can uncover what some of those key pieces may be and how you can start turning things around in your marketing so that you can get the results that you're after. So that's what we're going to dive into. But before we get to those things, what I would love to first acknowledge and explore is this idea of what good marketing is, okay? If you feel like you're bad at marketing, then my question for you is, what does it look like to be good at marketing? What does that feel like to you? Now, I know it can be different, and so I just want to explore some of these things that I've heard from my coaching clients, current and past, and people I've worked with throughout the years who have talked about feeling like they're just not good enough when it comes to their marketing. Because the reality is that's what often becomes the sticking point, is that mindset around what's bad and what's good, and where do you fall as you grow your equine business. And so for you, what does good mean? When you would think of what a good marketer is, what it looks like to market your horse business well, what does that look like? I can tell you that some clients have talked about, I would feel really good about my marketing if I had my content planned out for social media at least 2 weeks in advance. I would feel good about email if I was actually adding people to my email list. I would feel good about email marketing if I had any idea of what to put in my email newsletter that's actually going to work to help me build sales and actually get new customers and clients. Good looks like confidence, is what I oftentimes hear people saying. I want to feel confident that my social media content actually is serving a purpose and is helping me to build my business. Now, working, of course, doesn't mean I would feel good about having new followers necessarily. That's not what I hear. When we get down to it, they're actually not looking for followers, but good means it's actually getting the right people in the door. Maybe good for you means you feel really good about your website. Right now, you're feeling like your website's haphazard, it's old and outdated, it's complex navigation, and nobody really knows where to go to find anything. But good to you would mean you're excited to send people to your website because you're confident. Again, there's that word, confident, that it's going to work for you. Good looks like clarity. I hear that when I'm talking to people. They're feeling that overwhelm oftentimes and feeling like good in marketing would actually be I'm clear in what success means to you. What success means to me, right? So, good in marketing, let me say that better again from the beginning. Good in marketing is what I often hear would look like being clear on what success means to me, because then I'm not comparing to other people. That would feel good to me. So, what about you? Those are the things I'm hearing from some of my clients through the years. But what about you? What is it that's missing that makes you say, I'm bad at marketing? And so, if we flip that, what would it look like to be good at marketing? What would that look like for you? Now, I want to start with that because I think it's important oftentimes to start with that mindset and those beliefs before we get into the practical. Okay. But you know me, we're going to get into the practical. So you're feeling stuck. You're feeling like you're bad at marketing. And what do we do about that? What are the reasons behind that? Well, let's dive into three in particular. Now, I'm actually not going to tell you these are the only three reasons because certainly marketing is a complex machine. And when we talk about clarity, we have whole episodes on just messaging because sometimes your marketing isn't working because of your messaging. But oftentimes, what I find with people is when I sit down with them and I ask more questions, we find out that the following three things are actually what's holding them back and keeping them stuck. Okay. So, number one, you have been running someone else's race. This is the reason your marketing is not working and it's not feeling good to you. Now, I don't just mean that you're copying marketing tactics, although it certainly is part of it. But what I mean is you're running someone else's race. You see what another horse business is doing. Maybe it's their branding. Maybe it's their videos. It went viral, or it's really well presented, or it's really scrappy and you like how that looks. Maybe it's a new offer that they have put out there. And all of a sudden, when you look at what they're doing, your business feels small. Your dreams feel like, is that what I want to chase, or do I want to do what they're doing? Right? I see all of this property. I see all of these horses. I see all of these shows they're at, whatever the case may be. And so what happens is you switch gears and you start trying to mimic what they are doing. And it doesn't feel aligned for you. And most likely, it doesn't work. It may work on the short term, but long term, you're not feeling it because that's somebody else's race. That's somebody else's dream that they're going after. Now, this is deeper than just chasing after trends, okay? And certainly, trends can be helpful when it comes to marketing, absolutely, in terms of getting eyes on your content. But what we're talking about goes deeper than that because you started your equine business for a reason. You have a unique purpose. You have a unique passion. You have a unique voice. All of those things matter. And as you run after your race, I want you to use those unique things that you have. Because here's what I know. I've seen it over and over. When you know who you're for and when you know what success means to you in the race that you are in, the lane that you are in, and you stay focused on that as you grow your equine business, then you have clarity and confidence to make decisions that align with the vision you have for your business. And then you create messaging that comes from your heart. And your audience can see and feel that difference. And your marketing becomes an extension of that. And that's when you begin to see those results. Okay, so number one of the reasons you've been feeling stuck or like your marketing is not working is because you've been running someone else's race. Number two, the second reason is that your marketing has been more like patchwork than intentional design. Now, there is nothing wrong with scrappy. I want to say that from the outset, okay? I'm not saying everything needs to be polished. I'm a fan of scrappy, and sometimes that is necessary regardless of your age or stage of business. It can be helpful. But if you are just saying all of the time, Denise, I'm just scrappy about things, then what actually is happening is you're willing to just have marketing that just happens. It's haphazard, it has no purpose, it has no plan, and it has no strategy behind it. What does this look like? Perhaps you post and ghost. You're sharing on social media really consistently for a few days or maybe even a few weeks, and then all of a sudden you're gone for a few months. And before you know it, there has not been anything shared on your social platforms or even sent out via your email service provider. You've not sent any email newsletters in months because you didn't have a strategy to follow. Or maybe for you, it's trying out all of the new fads or the new things that are supposed to help you grow your business because it worked for somebody else. But because it wasn't an overnight success for you, like you thought was going to happen, you moved on to the next one. For example, there are so many people that have a podcast that put out just a few episodes and then never went back to it because it wasn't the thing, right? And so they looked for the next shiny object. Maybe it was a YouTube channel. How many of you have a YouTube channel that hasn't had anything on it for a long time? Now, let me say this. If you go find me on YouTube, you're actually not going to see a lot there either. But this falls into that. I put that channel there for a certain purpose at a certain time, but my energy does not go into that right now. It can work for lots of people, but that's just not where I'm focusing my energy right now. Okay. So I'm not throwing shade if you have a podcast or if you have a YouTube channel and you decided, you know what, I need to shift my energy and focus with intention. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm talking about is those of you who have tried multiple things and when it didn't work overnight like you thought it would, then you moved on from podcasting to YouTube to let me create this membership, to let me create this digital program, to let me create an account on every social media platform possible, and then wonder why I'm not getting results. That's what I'm talking about. You're launching without a plan. You're missing strategy. And that's hurting you. And that's why your marketing feels stuck. That's why you're not getting new leads in the door, or the leads that are coming in are not qualified leads, the people that you really want to work with and that you're best suited to work with. But when you are strategic about your marketing and you're able to do the work to narrow down your audience, get clear on your messaging, and you stop doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and you consistently focus on doing something really well and showing up consistently, then you pull in the right people. Then you connect with the right people. Then you start to see the results that you're after with your marketing. So if you're saying, I have not, like if you're listening, let me say this. If you're listening and you're saying, Denise, that's me. I have some marketing methods and things happening, but the strategy is not there. It's non-existent. You're not the only one. And you can still fix this, okay? There is still ways that you can fix it. It's just I want you to recognize right now that that may be what's keeping you stuck. That may be why you're not getting the results that you're after. Now, let me tell you something here too, as we're talking about different methods to market your equine business. There's a marketing secret not everybody is going to tell you that I want to let you in on. There is no such thing as one magic platform or method that will skyrocket your success. Let me say that again. There is no such thing as a magic platform or marketing method that will skyrocket your success. The magic comes in the form of consistency. When you consistently do the work and show up and you focus your energy and efforts on that one thing. Yes, podcasting can be a great lead generator for your business. So can YouTube. So can Facebook. So can Facebook groups. So can in-person events. Fill in the blank, okay, with what it is that you have thought you needed to chase after and realize those things can work. The key is for you to stick to it long enough to learn and grow and adapt so that you can see the fruit from your efforts. That is where strategy comes into play. And that's when you get to quit chasing the algorithm, chasing everything else, and actually build a brand and a strategy connected to your goals. All right, the third thing, friends, the third reason that you are not experiencing the results that you want in your marketing and you're feeling like a bad marketer, but that I know is not true, is because you're going it alone. Okay, hear me out. The reason you're a great entrepreneur is because you have a can-do work ethic. Horse people have that, right? We all have grit. We're willing to dig in and do the hard work. But it comes a point in your business building and business growing ventures where you need to get outside of yourself in order to reach that next level in your business. You do not have to do it all alone. And frankly, when you try to do it all alone, you're actually squashing some of the growth potential that could be happening in your business. Because on your own, you can only go so far. Many of you know this when it comes to riding horses. Many of you know this when it comes to training horses. If you have a sticky problem and you can't see things and you have a blind spot, you call up somebody that you trust. Or you go to a clinic to learn from somebody who's gone before you and learn new ways and new methods of doing things and ask someone to come in and help you find those blind spots. It's the same in your horse business. You should not expect yourself to know everything and do everything at every level. Okay. Again, there's a place for hustle. Absolutely. And there is a place for recognizing that you need some support to continue to push beyond, to get to that next level, to see those blind spots, to put a strategy in place. Okay. Now, let's be clear. Okay. You're going, Denise, you sell coaching. Of course, you're going to say that. I'm telling you that from my personal experience. And I'm telling you that it doesn't always have to be a coach. I will tell you about my coaching program because I do think I would be crazy to not tell you because I think it works. I know it works and it's helping people and it could help you. But beyond that, 100%, you could at least expand your knowledge by talking to people in your sphere or talking to people who have gone before you and created a membership that's been successful, if that's something you're wanting to do, and you can learn from them. You can buy online programs to expand your knowledge and your thinking. It's not going to be the same thing, of course, as having that one-on-one support, but at least get you outside of your circle. You can talk to your business friends. I actually this year started a peer-led mastermind of equestrian business owners, and we have been learning and growing so much together. I'm going to actually start something similar. It's a little bit more formulated next year, so stay tuned for that because I believe in the value of having that community. But I also believe that there's something to be said for having that one-on-one support. I can tell you from my own personal experience, when I have invested in that one-on-one coaching experience or when I've invested on getting personalized support, that is when things shifted for me in my business because they could see things that I couldn't. That's just completely normal. So I want to give you permission, okay? This is what I want this to be. Permission to get support. Permission to stop thinking you should be able to do this all on your own. You have incredible gifts and skills and abilities, no doubt. You've built this business this far. But in order to get to that next level, to break through that ceiling that you're experiencing and to get a strategy in place for your marketing that you feel really good about, that is where one-on-one coaching and support can come into play. And that's what makes it unique and different than having a peer-led experience or even just, meeting up with a business friend and having that accountability. That can be really helpful. But there's something very different about the coaching side. Okay. So I just want to give you some things to consider. But what I really want is for you to have permission to invite support. Okay. All right. So what now? We've discovered these three things, right? That you've been feeling stuck, and perhaps one of these three, or two, or even three of these three elements are why you've been feeling that way. Here's your homework, because I'm all about the practical and the action. So if you just listen, you're not going to experience the results. But if you listen and you take action based on what I'm sharing with you today, that's when the change happens. So what do you do now? I want you to answer these three questions. Okay. Number one, what does good look like for you? When you think about good marketing, if I was a good marketer, this is what it would look like. Tell me about that. Write that down. Send me a message if you want. If you don't have a business friend to talk through these things, I would love to be that for you. Then I want you to answer the question, what are the real goals behind the marketing I'm doing right now, or what I want to happen? What are the goals that I have behind that that my strategy can help me accomplish? And then the last question I want you to answer is, who can I invite to help me build this business? Who can I invite in for support? And as you answer that question, if it's in the back of your mind, you're thinking, you know what, maybe one-on-one coaching is the thing I need right now, then I want to encourage you to think beyond your peers and to consider Take the Reins, my one-on-one coaching program. I built it specifically for growth-minded equestrian entrepreneurs like you. Because you need someone, yes, to give you accountability, but also to give you that insight and expertise when it comes to marketing, when it comes to strategy, when it comes to goal setting, and someone who really is going to jump in and care for your business like it's their own. And I will tell you, when I look back at testimonials and feedback from my past clients, that is one of the common themes. They understand that I'm not just here as a personal cheerleader, but I'm truly cheering for them and supporting them in this process. I'm saying we, when I give feedback, we need to do these things. We are launching because I'm in it with you. You're not in it alone, and you don't have to be. So inside of Take the Reins, it's a 6-month program. Every a month, you get 2 60-minute calls, and I walk you through my Saddle Up and Go framework. So it's not just talk therapy. It truly is a framework to help you get a strategy around marketing and growing your equine business. And so you have support in between those calls. You have homework in between those calls. You have access to me in between those calls. So it's not like a course where you're digesting information and going and applying it on your own. Okay. Coaching is very different because it truly is a one-on-one aspect, and we're together on Zoom. I'm answering your questions and giving you feedback on things. And then I'm walking you through this framework so that we truly can have a strategy in place that you feel good about, that's in your lane, and that's measured against success for you in your business. So if you have been feeling overwhelmed with marketing, if you have been feeling that you're stuck or the things that you used to do are no longer working and you're not really sure why, then I would love to invite you to check out Take the Reins. You can go to stormlily, LILY.com/reins. Anytime, you'll find the information there as well as the application. Now, there's an application because my goal in my heart is for it to be a great fit for you. And so I want to make sure that we get to connect and that you get to really ask your questions and have great clarity on the program and how it's going to help solve your problems. And if we agree it's a great fit, then we start. And so I want to invite you into that. I have limited spots for the sole purpose of being able to do that customized, personalized approach. Okay. So if that's something you've been interested in, you've been thinking about it, or now that you hear me talk through this idea of no longer doing it solo, giving yourself permission to get support, I would love to invite you to check out Take the Reins. Okay. Now, of course, I've got the link in the show notes for today's episode. So you can grab that at stormlily.com/191 for episode 191, or you can just go straight to stormlily.com/reins at any time. Okay. Friends, I am so grateful that you are here. I am excited because if you made it this far in the episode, that means you truly are in it to win it. And you are dedicated to building and growing an equine business that meets your version of success. And I am all about that. So thank you so much for joining me here. Check out Take the Reins one-on-one coaching and stay tuned for more new episodes coming up soon. Have an amazing day.